Hey everybody, it is the last lesson of the Melody series, Year 3, Lesson 14. Today we are going to be going over any questions that you have. I'm also going to go through 5 songs from the beginning of the series, and we're going to look at them again with fresh eyes, putting everything that we know together, adding some patterns, talking about some harmony, how to balance it, things like that. So I'm going to play a little bit, give everybody time to get logged in here. I know y'all are making supper. Put in the comments below what day of the week you would love to see the next live series. As you know, over the summer we usually do a different kind of series. So let me know in the comments what day of the week would work the best for everybody. All right, I'm just going to play a little bit, give you guys time to get settled, and then we're going to jump into some songs. These are all from Year 3, and I'm just going to play around and have fun. This is Thanks, Thanks. Pretty song. What else have we got going on tonight? How great is our God? Got that one. What else have we got for tonight? There's Power, some fast songs. What do we do on fast songs? Some fun stuff. Okay, so we're going to start from lesson 1 tonight. So these are all on the website, thegospelmethod.com, under the free resources. And these are already filled out. So the ones I'm using tonight, these are edited already. So these are ones that we have already filled in the lessons. And we're going to talk about how to add some patterns. So Nothing But the Blood. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is the flow that makes me white as snow. here's the fun thing. The easy answer is, what would your left hand normally do? Just do that. Easier said than done, but that's the easy answer. Play the melody with the right hand instead of chords. And your left hand can do what it always does. So in this case, I'll do a walking bass line. If you haven't yet done walking bass line, level year 1 has a bunch. But I do want to mention, for those of you who are looking to get serious about it, the free resources on year 1 are excellente. The walk-up part we did improve for the book. So if you don't have the book, there is digital copies on our website, thegospelmethod.com. If you want an actual physical copy, there's a link on our website for the Amazon. All countries, as far as I know. And we redid the walk-up section. So if you are looking for walking bass lines, we made it way easier in the book. There's charts, there's exercises. It's all color-coded with the beats. So we got lots of feedback from the live stream when we did that, and so we made it better for the book. So if you are looking for walking bass line, I would definitely check out the book. Although the live is a good place to get an idea of how it works. But yeah, we could do a loop, right? So on C, A, B flat, B, that's our 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... Anytime we have a C going to F, we can do a walk up. Anytime we have G going to C, we can do a walk up. So let us see if it will let me color how I want. Haha! I'll color the words so that it's clear. So we could do walk up there, we could do walk up there, we could do walk up here. Okay, oh, not there. And then everywhere else we can loop. A little fun bonus. Tonight's gonna be fun. Assuming you've been here for a while, so if you have questions, let me know. But on this little slash, why won't it let me draw today? You guys are seeing this, right? I'm not crazy. Let's see, there's something in the way here. This slash here, whoop, we could turn that into a G sharp diminished chord with our left hand. What can wash away? What can wash away my sin? What can wash away? And then hit that. So think, what can wash away my sin? What can wash away my sin? That's fun. And just add your melody at the same time. Easier said than done. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of... So you could do subdivisions if you have not done the loop before. That's an easy way to do it. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood, nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. And if you are familiar with the loops and the walk-ups, what can wash away my... Oops, sorry. My sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Trying to do it exactly as written. Jesus, what can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. So that would be just the melody and just the walking bass line. And then of course, like we've learned the last couple weeks, we could add in some harmony as well. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood Okay, saw a couple other walk-ups we could add in there. Saw one down here somewhere. Okay, easier said than done, but that's kind of some ways you can play with it, right? Everyone's going to do it differently. Personally, I only did the melody series because so many people asked for it. I do sneak melody in here and there for intros and outros and things like that. But generally, when I'm playing in service, people are singing, so I don't generally play very much melody. But that's, you can choose. You can do melody, harmony, left hand patterns, or no harmony, or no left hand pattern. Right? That's how we did it at the beginning. Down. But I hope that gives you some ideas. It's good fun. It's good fun. Cancel. This thing is giving me a hard time today. If anyone works for Adobe, let me know if there's any tricks. But that's how I do nothing but the blend, right? You can keep your melody on the top, add some harmony. And then add in either subdivision or your loops. And for those of you watching now or on the replay, we do have something called the 30-day song challenge. So if you are looking for any of this and you want to learn a song and get really good at it, we're doing something through our online school. So that would be Zoom lessons with me or one of our other gospel teachers. And you can learn one song in 30 days. We'll help you pick a right song, right level, get it all set up for you, and learn whatever skills you want. So we've already had people call in. We have some people who have never played before, and they're going to be learning their first song. We have some people who are already like way past this stuff, doing diminished chords and 2-5-1 chords, whatever. But they're going to learn their song with those things in it, because that's what they want to learn. So by the end of 30 days. And so if you do want to do that, there is a link in the description for today's video, the last one of the melody series, 30-day song challenge. And all that link is going to do is bring you to a little form so that you can send me your information in your country so I know what time zone you're in, and I will give you a call. So it's not going to ask you for your card number or anything. It's just so that I can call you if you want to do a 30-day challenge, and we can chat about what song you might want to do and what teacher would work and all of that stuff. So if you're interested, it's totally free. Just fill out the form, and that's going to be going on all summer. This is 2026 if you're watching this later. All summer we'll be doing that, and we have guitar, piano, organ, voice, drums, lots of woodwind instruments, flutes, clarinets, saxophones, things like that. And so it doesn't have to be piano, okay? Any song you want, any instrument you want. The only stipulation is you have to have internet because of Zoom, and you do have to have that instrument, so, or be able to borrow it for the 30-day challenge. Okay, let's go to the next song. We have Thanks, Thanks. This one we did quite a bit when we were talking about it, but this is more of a slow song. So this one you do your melody on the right hand, and you would do more of a rolling pattern. And again, if you are not familiar with rolling pattern, I definitely recommend you learn that one. That's a super helpful one. That is in year 1 as well, and the lesson for that is really great. And it's also in book 1. If you have that one, there's a whole chapter and some exercises on it. But you're basically taking the first note and the fifth note, first note and the fifth note of the chord, and just rocking back and forth. And so last week and the week before, remember we talked about adding some harmony. Hi, Marilyn. So all we're doing is whatever chord we're in. Again, go watch the video if you'd like. But if I'm in C chord here, and then all my melody notes, I'm going to make sure I have one of the notes of the C chord under it. Now it's on the G chord, C chord, F chord, E chord, G chord. right? So you can work on that, and then you can add in a pattern. So this one I would totally pick the rolling pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and thanks, thanks. Right, so you could do that, or you could do the arpeggio pattern. That'd be pretty hard. Beginner pattern. You could do broken chords. Right, so it's something kind of roly-poly background stuff, right? All right, what do we got? How great is our God? Another slow one. And then again, add in your how great, at least one harmony. Just to give it a little more texture. And then again, rolling pattern for this would be great. Really pretty. Or you could do your broken patterns. And then this would be a good song to kind of show you, remind you, when we're doing melody and we add a pattern, it's going to sound clunky if you're not intentional about it, because a lot of you, the pattern is tricky, right? And so you're trying to think and you're kind of accenting them, not intentionally. But when you're trying to get good tone, you want your melody to be slightly higher than your left hand. And the left hand should stay pretty steady. We don't want to hear bum, 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 right? We want to keep the melody always on top, and this is kind of like the bubbling brook underneath. So you might want to practice with your pedal, left hand alone, if you're still learning these patterns. Practice switching smoothly without any... Right? That's a lot of times what beginners do. That first one especially, they'll kind of whack it, accent it by accident. So just try to keep it all the same. Again, you can choose a pedal to help you. I'll come up a little, down a little. Where am I? The splendor. That's what's going to make it sound less beginner. And then that's basically just a bigger rolling pattern, but I'll do just the rolling pattern. So you can hear how adding the harmony in the right hand makes it sound fuller and stronger. When I did the verse, I just did the singles, and then when we went to the chorus, how great is our God. Right? right? Get more majestic and also fuller and more exciting. And then I change the pattern on the left hand to bring our attention to it, right? So the world is really open. Lots of options here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Again, if you're just joining us, 30-day song challenge. Send me your info. I'll give you a call this week and we'll get you set up with a teacher. We're very excited about that. This is a fast song. So again, we got that walking bass line or subdivisions. There's power in the blood, power in the blood. And so how would we play this without the melody? You're gonna guess what I'm gonna say is you could do the same thing. Keep your walking bass line. There is power. And so, as you can, I had to focus on that. I don't normally play melody very often. There's power. And then, of course, you can add your harmony with it. There's power, power, working power. But an easier way would just be the subdivisions. There is power. Keep going to walking bass line. Stop it! There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you or evil have victory win? There's wonderful power in the blood. You get the idea, okay? So lots of just play around with it. Pick your favorite. And this is our last one for today. I just have 5, but if you guys have questions, you want to go back, we're going to go through them more than once. But I just wanted to show you, if I see a song, I didn't practice these beforehand, I'm just seeing the melody, I'm like, what works, right? Rolling pattern, you're going to see, works a lot for slow songs. And then some sort of subdividing or walking bass line, walk-ups are going to work well for the faster songs. And again, all of these concepts are in year 1 and book 1. Okay, so if you haven't got this yet, you can check it out on thegospelmethod.com. It's also on Amazon. But the free handout version is also on year 1. So if you haven't done it and you want to go through the videos, in the same playlist, scroll way up. There's probably 150 videos in this playlist by now. Near the beginning is where we've got those left-hand patterns. Okay, so here we go, rolling pattern. Okay, now I added some fills there. Let's talk about that. Anytime your right hand isn't playing melody, it is free to do a fill. So I believe I did one on the second line. So my soul longeth after thee, nothing's happening, you alone. So as soon as you play that, after thee, you can do whatever you want. You can do a fill. Those of you who watched our fill series, you can pick a French fry or a pepperoni. I have to tell a funny story. My husband is a drummer, and he is a proper counter, and it drives him absolutely bananas that I teach everyone using phonetical words. So if he's watching this, sorry, French fries, pepperonis. If you want the real counting, it's 1 and 2 and, or 1 and a 2 and. So my soul longeth after thee, pepperoni, pepperoni, you alone. Or so my soul longeth after thee, French fry, you alone. So see the F over G with the slash, there's 2 chords there that really there's nothing happening. So you could do 2 fills or 1 fill. And so in time, 1, 2, 3. So my soul longeth after thee, French fry, you alone are my heart. Okay, or pepperoni. So my soul longeth after thee, pepperoni, pepperoni, you alone, pepperoni, pepperoni. That's a really easy one. You just go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or for my husband, 1 and a 2 and a. And then with your pattern, again, this is all hand-eye coordination, making sure you have each skill separate before you put it together. But this lesson is more about how to put it together. When you get to that point, what sort of things could you combine? So my soul longeth after thee, so longeth after thee, pepperoni, pepperoni, you alone. So you're still counting. It's not, it feels like it's out of time, but it's not. We're still counting it to get into it. And you can do that anywhere. There's another one here on the end. We have a little bit of space. And then it goes up to that A minor. And I love here how this goes from a low C. I long to worship thee, you alone. It goes up. So it's such fun. You can, you know, like try to do a fill to get yourself there. And I long to worship 1, 2, pepperoni, pepperoni, you. There you go. Pepperoni, pepperoni, you alone. Because we have too many there. Or you could go, let's see if they're going to be, I long to worship thee, pepperoni, pepperoni, you. You could do it that way. But we'll do that. So, and I long to worship thee, pepperoni, 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 you alone. So you gotta think of your finger. You can see there I rearranged myself so I wouldn't run out of fingers. And I long to worship thee, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1, alone are my strength. So you can use fill strategically. That's a bit of a, you'd really have to write that one out perhaps and practice it, but that's just a really fun one. It's a really fun one. So with both hands together. Okay, beautiful. Now I know some of you are going to ask me, what are you doing on the slash chords with the rolling pattern, Christine? So let me show you, excuse me. C, it's like this. G over B, I'm doing like this. So I'm playing a G chord. Normally we would do it like this, right? G, D, D. But I'm keeping the B's on the bottom and putting the G in the middle. So it's kind of like, right? So it's easy. C, G over B, A, C over G. So A is like this, C over G. I'm keeping the middle one because that's also in C, like that. So, as the deer but been breaking it up. As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. And then on the F over G, I'm just doing G, and then it repeats itself. And then on the chorus, you alone. So A minor, G isn't in A minor, right? But it's showing the walking bass line going down. A, G, F, E. So I'm just playing A minor, and then just changing the A's to G's. You are my strength, my... And then the C over E, again, it's really close, right? You're just moving it to the E's. Shield, like that. So, you are my strength, my shield. Broken. You are my strength, my shield. To you alone doth my spirit yield. So if you have larger hands, that'll be much easier for you. But it's very doable, and I have small hands. You only have to do an octave for all of those. All right, so hands together with the rolling pattern. Right? And just have fun with it. And here's the thing. I want to talk to you guys for a minute, because in the year 1 and year 2, they were like 50 lessons each. And we did them in real time. Okay, so if you haven't yet done that and you're watching this just for fun, year 1 and year 2 really are 1 week piano lessons. It's designed for if you have never played piano ever, you could do 1 a week, and it would be at the pace that you would do in regular lessons. Okay, year 1 and year 2 are like that. Year 1 is the key of C, doing all the basics. Year 2 is learning every key. So every 4 to 6 weeks, you learn a brand new key. Year 3, it is different. So if you're getting frustrated, I do want you to know we smushed 1 year's worth of learning, or let's say 6 months maybe, if I'm being generous, into 14 weeks, because I knew that you guys wanted the information. And without being redundant, I just wanted to get it out to you guys. Okay, so if you're watching this after the fact, I would say safely, if you did 1 concept, like lesson 1 would be 1 month, not 1 week. Okay, so it's 14 weeks, so about 12 months in a year. It works out to about one a month. And especially the ones at the end where we're doing the patterns with the melody, that's assuming you've been playing for 6 months with the melody and you're super comfortable with the melody. And so adding in the left hand patterns is going to be more natural. If you're doing it, 1 a week with me, you're probably like, I'm still trying to figure out the melody part, and then we're adding patterns and stuff. So just keep that in mind when you are practicing these. It does have all the information. I didn't skip anything or anything like that. It's at a faster pace of how we're putting it online. Okay, so let me know in the comments, what do you guys want to learn over the summer? I have some fun ideas, but I want to know what you guys want to learn. I've had some requests for 9th chords. We've done fills before. We could do fills again. I know some of you had more questions about that. And if you do like the live, let me know what day of the week and what time. I know this one wasn't ideal, but I really wanted to get the live out there, and my schedule is super busy in the spring. So we did it at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which I know for all you Easterners is supper time. So I'm aware of that. But it was the only time that I could go live during the spring. But let me know for the summer, for the fall, what would be a good day? What time are you guys at your piano? Comment. This is actually more of what I need. Fills, runs. National number system. Yes. So you're practicing different keys. Perfect. Yeah. And if you're looking if you did want to do some lessons for the 30-day song challenge, we can do all that as well. So I have beginner classes, which this is beginner. And I do have intermediate as well. So where we do like exactly what I'm doing here. How do we do that? What's that suspended fill? And we write it down and stuff. So if you did want to do that, we can do a harder song in different keys. or passing chords or anything like that. That's something. I haven't done any intermediate stuff on the channel because it's gospel piano for beginners. But I've had a few requests coming in for 2-5-1s, that kind of thing, or diminished passing chords. We've talked a little bit how to add them into a song. You know, if you guys want to do that. If we want to take reharmonizations, I don't know if anybody's interested in that. Last week, my intermediate class, my Zoom class, we took Goodness of God and we did it 3 different ways. One with 2-5-1s, one with diminished passing chords, chord substitutions, fills, suspended chords, and then we picked our favorite mixed and match and stuff. So we could do something like that. Maryland, more fills and runs. I'm trying to find the balance because I know those of you who've been here from the beginning, Maryland, cough, cough. You guys have been learning as you go, so you guys are ready for intermediate. But I know a lot of people on the channel are beginners. That is our forte, is getting people from 0, I'll say 0 to 60 in a year. The whole point is we want this channel to get you playing in church, supporting your local church, missions work, home church, stuff like that. So we want to make sure we're giving you guys the tools that you need to play, even if you've never played before. We do have quite a few students this year who went through the program. We have, I believe it was 2 or 3 missions works that now have music teams. We have kids playing in church, kids playing the drums. We have piano students leading song service. Lots of adults doing song service. Organ. I'll play you guys some dinner music. I have a meeting at 5, so I'm just hanging out till my meeting. Last year with the summer we did one on background music, basically what I'm doing right now. We could do that again. Marilyn said I'm hungry. We also did a little bit on writing songs. Says, I love chord sheets, but they lack the melody. I can pick out melodies, no problem. But do you play in church with the melody sheets that you create, or do you just memorize? Good question. I do not memorize songs. I do know some of the... I can play by ear a little bit. I say a little bit because the people that I hang around with play a lot of it. But if it's like... Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Bless the... Songs like that, I can play by ear. And so, but I always have the chord chart there, generally, unless, you know, the church goes off somewhere that we didn't practice. But I use chord charts simpler than this, if I'm playing myself. I put the slashes here. So all of our school things have these slashes, and that's to keep the beat. Because a lot of our students either maybe don't know the song. We have quite a few people that struggle with keeping the beat. And so I put the slashes in. So I just use ones that are like online. Like, so if you Google chord charts, if you looked up As a Deer, it would look like this without any of the slashes. And it probably wouldn't have slash chords either. Excuse me. And that's what I have. So I use a program that's called Songbook Pro. And so it's on Songbook Pro. It's kind of the same thing. Songbook Pro is just less expensive. And I just put all of my stuff on there from the internet, and we just, during service, we just swipe it with our hand. Sorry, just one second. So that's what I do. I just have an iPad or tablet. We put our songs on with regular chords. And then if I want to do something like 251, that's not something I have super memorized. So sometimes I'll write on my chord charts, like, star, arrow, happy face, things like that. But yeah, like you said, you can pick out the melodies. So I don't write the melodies myself. Sometimes I'll give myself the first note if it's a weird one, like if it's not a chord tone. But if I do want to do melody, I'll usually just do it by ear. Which thankfully, when I first started playing church music, I couldn't play by ear at all. Fun fact, I went to university for music, and I failed ear training. Year 1, ear training. Yeah, 0 out of 10. I don't have a natural ear at all, but it's something that I grew through playing in church. So, you use it, you will learn it eventually. I thought for sure, I was one of those people that I could read Beethoven. I thought that you were either born with an ear or born without it. And so I thought forever I'd never be able to play by ear. I would say it took me about 10 years to get from kind of 0 to this. And yeah, now I can find the melody. Not perfect, but I can get there. In I'd say most keys, not all keys, but the more you practice it, the more you get it. But yeah, all the patterns, they should be second nature eventually. So you're not having to write your patterns, you just need to know chords. Something we haven't done in a long time is sevenths as well. We did a big chapter on it a couple years ago. There's different kinds of sevenths. We've got major sevenths, dominant sevenths, minor sevenths. We've got diminished sevenths, half diminished sevenths. Where do you use them? What are they for? I need your training to do it on the spot. Yeah. But in the quiet of my own home, I understand that. Yeah. When I was playing these songs this morning, because I was trying to figure out if we had enough or if I want to do something different today, I was playing lovely. And as soon as you turn the camera on, your fingers forget what the piano is. It's a cool progression somebody taught me. It's a D minor, or not, D half diminished, and then a C over G, and that's it. Just over and over. It's quite lovely. C over G, half diminished, C over G. And then you can do a G to get out of it. F minor over C. So pretty. That's a good one for background music. It's a little intense, so depending what you're using it for, but. This is all the same progression. Dynamics, yeah, that's a good lesson. There was one, I can't remember what week it was. 2 weeks ago, I think. Where we did making your melody sing. That had a bit of dynamics in it, placing your chords, placing your notes. So it doesn't sound right, so bangy. Place your notes. Here's another question. I know there's only a couple people watching live right now. There's going to be people later on in the comments for sure. Do you guys prefer series or singles for videos? So this was a series, 14 Weeks of Melody. We have, of course, the giant series of year 1 and year 2. Or one-offs, how to play a fill, how to play a 7th chord. And do you guys like the live or pre-recorded? I love this time of year. I just ask you guys a million questions and you vote what you want. One thing that I found tricky when I was first learning gospel music was all the people on the internet played in A flat. So you'll notice here I do almost everything in C. But as Harold said, we have everything in all 12 keys. And we do also have the Nashville number system. Book 2, for those of you who don't know, because I'm not a big marketer. Book 2 is all 12 keys, but it also has the Nashville number system all throughout it. So in every key we talk about the Nashville number system, and we also talk about circle of fifths. So either way, you can learn it either way. And there's a chart if you want to do just learning it through the scales. So try to get every type of learner, because I know some teachers only teach with circle of fifths, some teachers only teach with Nashville number system, some teachers only teach with scales, but in our books we do everything. So you can kind of decide whatever you've learned already. You can kind of pick up it and jump in. One thing that's fun too, my husband has been saying I need to do a series, is we like to write songs and make parodies. Someday, when I have an abundance of time, I think you guys would find that pretty humorous. Church parodies. I just never record them. That's not really learning. That's just kind of funny. What's that? Here's a little sneak peek. You guys know the song, every knee shall bow, can't stop praising his name, I just can't stop praising his name, I just can't stop praising his name, Jesus. Can't stop praising his name. Well, my family is allergic to dairy, but we really like cheese, so we made a song for all of you lactose intolerant people. Can't stop eating the cheese, I just can't stop eating the cheese, I just can't stop eating the cheese ever. And then you gotta do the eating all of the pizza. It was just funny. Can't stop eating the cheese, I just can't stop eating the cheese, I just can't stop eating the cheese, Jesus. Help me, Lord, I can't stop eating the cheese, I just can't stop. That's how my husband and I keep ourselves entertained. Marilyn says, I love that song. You'll never think of it the same again, Marilyn. Harold says, watching you think through your chart preparation has been helpful. The decision making that's going on. I think you would really like the intermediate class we've been doing. This is on Zoom. Like I said, I have tons of beginner classes, and then I have an intermediate group class. It's the only group class I do teach. And basically what we do every week is we take a song that already exists, like a regular chord chart, and we just we call it destroying the song. We try to change as many things as possible. So we add as many diminished passing chords and 2-5-1s and all the different things. I wonder if I can show you guys. some of the fun ones. They're such a good crew of students. We have good fun. We do it in real time. I just bring it and we figure it out together. Let's see if I can find one. Let's see. We did one. What did we do? Waymaker? The Goodness of God, I think definitely had there we go. Here's one that we did last week, I think. So we added Goodness of God, we added 2-5-1s, diminished passing chords, chord substitutions into a diminished passing chord, gospel walk up. It was good fun. But we talked about why. Like, why did we change all these chords? And this is what they came up with. They're such a smart group of students. So I didn't make this. They did. I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. So the purple is what they changed it to. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And a gospel walk up. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing the goodness of God. And so they made that. That was fun. But we do that. We'll pick a song that kind of everybody knows and we mess with it. What are we doing, Mary? I have a meeting at 5 and we're just hanging out and talking and they're asking questions. And I'm showing you cool stuff that I do on Zoom with my students. But yeah, and then for the 30-day song challenge, I have a student who is doing like that type of passing chord diminished stuff. And so yeah, we just took a song and we're gonna do that with that student. Like I'll actually show them how to add stuff in and why do we add it in, and there's little rules so you can do it with all your songs. I'm on the site. My membership expires on July 5th. For the song challenge, that's totally separate from the membership. So I haven't talked about membership in a long time. The membership is the video lessons online. Okay, so my husband and I have 2 separate things that we do for music lessons. So the first one is the premium membership. That's if you go to thegospelmethod.com and you go to premium membership on the top. It's like $20 Canadian a month. And you get access to 1 Zoom a month to ask questions. But everything is pre-recorded and there's courses on there. So like how to play fills. Kind of like we do here, but it's more curated. It's like there's still handouts. It's a little more intermediate. There is passing chords and stuff on there in the reharmonization section. But that's like video lessons, and then you can ask questions if you get stuck. The Zoom lessons, my husband and I have an online music school that lived before the Gospel Method existed. The Gospel Method, fun fact, was actually just a fun thing we were doing through the school on Friday nights that we thought, some of our church students might enjoy. And, that it blew up and you guys are great. But, yeah, the school is an online music school. We have multiple teachers, multiple instruments. That's what the song challenge would be. That's also, Harold's asking, is the Zoom intermediate a different fee? Like who did this? This is at the school. So this is a monthly tuition. So the school site, for right now, we're having a deal with the 30-day song challenge. You could do any classes that you want. Like if you want to do 30 days of the intermediate class, you could do that. But that's 99 Canadian dollars a month. But that's for like face-to-face Zoom lessons. So that's totally different than the membership. So we have premium membership is pre-recorded lessons with courses. That's $20 a month-ish Canadian. And then the Zoom lessons right now for like the 30-day song challenge, or if you just want to do lessons on Zoom with me or one of the teachers, for right now, the first 30 days is $99 Canadian. So $80 American. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, that's how that works. So if you have any questions, the link for the 30-day song challenge sends me directly an email with your name and whatever information you give there. So I can give you a call and we can figure out what would be a good fit for you, or you can ask a bunch of questions. This is my level. I don't know if I'm smart enough for this or whatever, Yeah, you can just put that in and I'll give you a call. Face to face is intimidating. Well, you can leave your camera off. But then I can't see your fingers. But yeah, like I said, lots of instruments too. Like if you want to do guitar, ukulele, or drums, or singing, or anything like that. If you want to go with me as a teacher, I do the piano and organ, and then I do beginner drums. And then other than that, we have other teachers who are much more experienced than me. Ignore that sound. That's my giant dog snoring. All right. Well, I'm gonna log off. Gotta run to my meeting. This is fabulous. Next week is our last week before the summer shift. It's gonna be Request Fest. I'm just gonna bring a whole bunch of doodads and we're gonna have fun. So come for that, 4:00. And there's not gonna be a title. It's just gonna be Request Fest. I'll have my iPad with that program I was telling you about, with lots of songs. We can talk about anything you want. And if nobody has any questions, then I'm just gonna play songs and we're gonna have fun. And then figure out what we want to do for summer, and that'll be a great time. Put in your requests. I want to learn this. And then I'll make up the summer schedule after that lesson. All right. Good night, everybody.